refused to go on because that was something they couldn't represent. So I had to distance themselves immediately, and then it couldn't be a Tight Nuns show at that point. So we were forced to cancel the event.
When the band told you, hey, man, I think you've crossed the line here, what did you say to them?
Oh, for me, that's a private matter. It's not really something that's totally important. I'm able to accept boundaries that are there for people. This is a group thing. The band is entirely behind the event title and the atmosphere that we did try to create for each other. What the band is not about, however, is, you know, what I was doing, which was essentially taking on someone who may have been at risk. It was not cool. It was not what we stand for. It's not something that's ever been in the spirit of the group.
So why do you think it happened for you, that joke that you used in the midst of things? I mean, you say you lost patience. As you were typing it, though, was there a point for you where you're thinking, you know what, I shouldn't send this, but I'm going to send it anyway? Or is it only after you hit send that you...
No, for me personally, I stand behind that joke. I think it was pretty funny, and by itself, it is something, but it is not an appropriate representation of the band. It is not something that should have ever been representative of that. And what it did was it poisoned the environment for our show. It created a weird us versus them attitude, when really all we wanted to do was put on an event, which is our way of having a good time. And my failure to deal with this in a good way just ruined the atmosphere for what it should have been.
But you still think it was funny?
I think my comment fit in the grand scheme of things.
I guess the thing is that, because we're kind of talking about two things at the same time here, and I just sort of derailed this at the beginning. The original statement that you put up there when you were first describing the page, you heard what people said when they were saying, look, you know, for punk music, you don't need to use this kind of language, you don't need to do this in order to get people in to see the show. Why did you choose to promote the show the way you did?
Yes, so the event title and description use very provocative and open wording as part of a theme or fantasy setting. Those were all very conscious choices, and those were meant to make the show feel bigger than just a musical performance. Tight Nuns is not here to sing oobla-dee, oobla-da. We're here to scream about the things that destroy us, and we're here to have a good time while we're doing it. And that description, as crass as it was, is, an honest description of what the vibe might be like at our show. And I genuinely thought that kind of description, as dirty as it may be to some people, as unacceptable as it may be, I thought it would keep uninterested people away. I mean, this is a gathering for people that like this kind of thing. No one has to be here. So all these people who are telling us how we should express ourselves, I mean, this is art. This is our music. When we're there creating it, other people's sensibilities are not our concerns. We are trying to blow our own minds, and whatever's left behind may not be palatable to everyone.
So what is the point then where it becomes, I mean, if the other, is it purely that the other bandmates said, we can't play with you, that you're not playing the show?
I mean, it's bigger than that. Like, the environment was totally ruined. Don't underestimate that people's safety are also in concern now. This thread got very heated. People are throwing out threats. This is something that we do for fun. This is supposed to be a party. It's a celebration of a lot of things. Ironically, it's been a celebration of gender and personal freedom as well. And it was, that aspect was taken away from us too, as performers, as people that wanted to showcase something to Ottawa. It was tainted by Ottawa looking at our work with a certain lens. Like, we were aware of what was going on with Ottawa U, but I think an important question is, when are the people of Ottawa going to be ready for the rest of the world to keep talking about sex? Do we have to walk on eggshells and not present our show, our piece of work, because of some people's emotional triggers? We get that it can be offensive.
But is it talking? It's not just talking about sex, though. I mean, I think what people were upset about was the sexual violence, the sexual aggression.
I mean, there's actually no evidence to suggest that Tight Nuns as a band is in any way related to rape culture.
Right. I'm talking purely about the post, though, that was up there that people were reacting to by them saying that they were getting that from what they were reading. That's what I'm wondering. Does it make you rethink what you posted at all?
It's open to interpretation, and I think that the power of those words, the fact that it can lead to the discussion that it did, is proof that there is power to what is there. I am fine with what is there. It's generating discussion, and the discussion itself is an opportunity for discourse.
All right,
you can shine light. Yeah.
We'll have to hold it there, but thanks very much for being with us today.
Thank you very much for allowing us to talk about it. I appreciate that.
That's Jordan Properkick. He fronts the Toronto punk band Tight Nuns. You heard what he had to say. Let us know what you think. All in a day at cbc.ca, or you can tweet us, CBC All in a Day. Dan Sege joining us now, taking a look at sports. Hi, Dan.
Hello, Alan. Another busy day of wheeling and dealing in the NHL as the 2014 trade deadline comes and goes. Several big names were dealt, most notably Marty St. Louis to the New York Rangers for Ryan Callahan, Thomas Vanek to the Montreal Canadiens for draft picks, and Marian Gaborik to the Los Angeles Kings. The Ottawa Senators also made a few moves, no blockbusters, but most noteworthy there. They picked up forward Ales Hemsky from the Edmonton Oilers for a fifth-round draft pick this year and a third-rounder in 2015. Hemsky, who scored 2 goals against the Senators last night, will play tonight in Calgary for them on a line with Jason Spezza and Milan Michalek. He says he's excited for the chance.
They have a lot of good players, and they play good hockey, and they still battling for playoffs. So it'll be a good challenge for me, and hopefully I can play with good players and show what I can do.
Ryan Murray also completed a minor league trade today, sending forward Andre Peterson to Anaheim for defenseman Alex Grant. Corey Conacher is no longer a Senator. He was snapped up off waivers by the Buffalo Sabres, but the big rig, Chris Phillips, is staying put. He agreed this morning to a 2-year, $5 million contract extension.
Family is excited to, not have to pack the bags, and, and for